The crushing pound of the mallet. The shattering blow of the club. The slashing edge of the blade. They call to you.
Mortal Kombat 4 hit arcades in 1997, and immediately its bone-crushing impact was felt. This was a brand new era for gaming's most infamous fighting franchise, as this fourth installment marked the jump into the third dimension. Developer Midway raised fans' hype to its boiling point with a countrywide tour, literally driving Mortal Kombat 4 cabinets from state to state, allowing players to get their hands on the game before its official release.
I'm here to play Mortal Kombat 4.
It's just because it's Mortal Kombat, everybody's going to play it.
I wanted to be the first to play it.
They're all excited. They've been obviously waiting for MK4 for a long time, and now they're close to getting it. And as we can see, the turnout is just fantastic.
This one's a huge step forward over the third one. It's definitely more fluid motion, better animation. You can tell the technology's gotten a lot better.
From the introduction of weapons to the debut of 7 new fighters, including a brand new boss in the shape of the fallen elder god Shinnok, Mortal Kombat 4 quickly captured the imaginations of players around the world. Upon its home console release, review scores were great. In the sales department, the home console ports moved over 3 million copies. I got the game on PlayStation for Christmas in 1998. Let me tell you, I couldn't have been happier. Fast forward a few years though, and you would never know anything I just told you was true. Today, practically in the middle of 2025, Mortal Kombat 4 is widely regarded as the worst mainline entry in the entire franchise. So what happened? When did the tide turn? Why did the tide turn? Is it possible that Mortal Kombat 4 was always seen as a disappointment, and my appreciation for the game is actually the minority opinion? Today, I'm going to delve deep into what exactly so many fans have against MK4. I'm going to explore their arguments and come to a determination over whether or not these complaints actually hold any weight. Before we even get going, before I fill your mind with the opinions of others as well as my own, get down in the comments and let me know how you feel about Mortal Kombat 4. Completely unfiltered, uninfluenced. Let me know where you are now, and then when we're all done, check back in and let me know what you think then. How about it? You can also get the uncensored version of this video on patreon.com/616entertainment, free from the blurring and muting I have to do here on YouTube. After the break, let's get down to business. Every video here on 616 Entertainment is made possible by my supporters over on Patreon. If you enjoyed the show here today, consider signing up. You'll get early access, exclusive videos and podcasts, and more. Pro Wrestling Tees has the merch. As always, thank you for watching. Before we get into problems, concerns, and complaints, let's go through the origins of Mortal Kombat 4 a little bit. This was Midway's first 3D fighting game, right? Wrong! War Gods was their first 3D fighting game. And it wasn't so hot. It certainly wasn't up to the level of Mortal Kombat, let's put it that way. War Gods was, in some ways, instrumental to MK4's design. How? Well, Mortal Kombat 4 is crafted entirely with 3D graphics, a first for the franchise. The stages are three-dimensional, the days of 2D sprites created using photographs of real human beings are gone, the characters are fully three-dimensional as well. But the gameplay isn't. Whereas War Gods allowed for the free use of strafing to change the plane, and a camera that simply could not sit still to save the world, Mortal Kombat 4's fighting is still largely static. Can we sidestep and rotate slightly? Yes, we can, but not to the degree of War Gods, and certainly not to the degree of MK's future, that being Deadly Alliance and Deception, which further embraced 3D combat. In fact, Midway's main use of the new style wasn't through gameplay at all, but storytelling. No longer would the completion of an arcade ladder come with the reward of a static screen covered in a few paragraphs of text, but rather a fully rendered, full-motion video of your chosen character's fate. These are incredible, to say the least, and not always for the right reasons.
It's over, Jarek. Shinnok is dead. The good guys won. You're coming back with me.
Never, Sonya. I agreed to help defeat Shinnok, not turn myself into the Special Forces. The Black Dragon live on!
The Black Dragon died with Kano. You're the last one, Jarek.
Never!
Come in, Major Briggs. This is Lieutenant Sonya Blade. What?
Sonya, this is Major Briggs. Come in. Sonya, this is Jax. Are you there? Going somewhere, Jarek? Jax! I thought you were going to... Thought I was what? Dead? Like my partner you just tossed off the cliff? I'm sorry, Jax. Please, don't drop me. Wait, I promise. Too late, Jarek. You can't drop me. You have to uphold the law. You have to arrest me. Wait, this is brutality. You can't do it. Wrong, Jarek. This is not a brutality. This is a fatality.
Terrible voice acting was very common in the late 90s. It was just part of the industry. These are hilarious to revisit now, and honestly, these were hilarious back in 1997 when this game first launched. If we are talking strictly gameplay, the greatest implementation of 3D in Mortal Kombat 4 comes during fatalities. The camera sweeping through 360 degrees after Sub-Zero tears his opponent's head off was awesome. Johnny Cage running in circles after Scorpion lights him up like a tiki torch is tremendous. He should have stopped, dropped, and rolled. Come on, Mr. Hollywood, these are basic survival instincts. Goro's lair has borrowed the ceiling spikes from MK2's Combat Tomb, and the prison stage fatality, with its gigantic fan and the use of an over-the-shoulder camera angle, was unbelievable at the time.
Wins. Fatality.
Our story, this time focused on a brand new big bad boss, the fallen elder god Shinnok, had my little 7 or 8-year-old ass on the hook. You're telling me this guy battled Raiden for, apparently it was a war lasting hundreds of years, and through this other new jackass's tomfoolery, he escaped imprisonment in the Netherrealm and has returned to conquer the realms once more? You kidding me? That's amazing.
I win! With the Elder Gods out of the way, I will take my rightful place as ruler of all eternity. I can already feel the power surging from within.
Up to this point, I have used practically the entire runtime of this video going, this was sick, and this was sick, and this was sick. But obviously that's not why we are here today. So let's focus in and let's really dial it down onto why Mortal Kombat 4 carries the less than stellar reputation that it does. And by less than stellar, I mean there are people who really don't like this game at all. The first thing I did was recall several comments that have come through my very own channel over the years. I searched through to find them, and surprisingly, the first results that came up looked like this. These comments led me further down the road of, okay, I'm definitely not alone in my love of MK4. I trekked further into the comments, and here we go. These are the people I'm talking about. These are the people who will tell you it's the worst mainline game in the franchise. One thing you might notice about the negative comments is that literally nobody gave any reasoning for why they don't like it. So that doesn't really help identify anything at all. I looked outside of my comment section and I found a Reddit thread where someone 6 years ago asked the very same question I'm asking today. The majority of responses were worthless quotes from Jax's ending video, but I did find a few worthwhile remarks. Black Ekis, for example, if I'm saying that correctly, mentions others' distaste for the 3D jump at large, that losing the 2D digitized sprites was a sign that Mortal Kombat was losing its grasp on what made it special. I think we can all agree that in 1992 through 1995, the digitized actors were very cool. This was a huge part of what gave MK its flavor. I mean, no one's saying that the original Mortal Kombat played better than Street Fighter 2, right? No. But we were saying, yo, that's a real guy and I just tore his head off. But to crucify Mortal Kombat 4 because Midway moved into the present and they embraced polygonal graphics, did you guys also hate Deadly Alliance and Deception and Armageddon and MK vs. DC Universe and MK9 and MKX and MK11 and MK1? Because I don't know if you guys know this, but none of the mainline Mortal Kombat games featured digitized sprites past 1995. Have some of you hated Mortal Kombat for 30 years? This next issue doesn't come from the internet and will be much quicker to discuss. My dad loved fishing. We went fishing all the time. On one occasion, a couple of his friends from work came out with us. I don't remember the guy's name, but he was probably in his 30s at the time, and I remember he was making conversation with my brother and I. We landed on video games, and I brought up Mortal Kombat 4. I vividly remember this guy saying, man, Mortal Kombat 4 is goofy. The blood. Every drop of blood is like a whole gallon. It's silly looking. Yeah, I guess those are pretty funny looking blood drops. Worst game ever. On a more serious note, let's look at some gameplay from Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. The combo system here was deep. You could exhaust yourself learning every fighter's specific moves and chains. This was Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3's greatest strength, in my mind. Everybody felt different. Learning Reptile and learning Sub-Zero, then mastering Reptile and mastering Sub-Zero could take you forever. That is getting your money's worth. The transition to Mortal Kombat 4 completely left this combo system behind. Can you find chains and links to connect into highly damaging combinations? Sure, but we've completely moved beyond any sort of high kick, back high kick, or high punch, low punch, high punch situations. Through my MK4 gameplay I recorded, you might notice me hitting the same jump in 3-piece with a wheel kick soda because that's the basic, pretty nicely damaging combo that literally everyone has. This specific issue, the complete and total dumbing down of the combo system, this is one area where I don't just hear you, but I agree with you. So let's get a quick look at the scoreboard. Loss of digitized sprites, stupid goofy blood, combo system ruined. Got it. When we're all done, we will check in and assess what does and doesn't hold up in the court of Mortal Kombat Monday. I've seen people online voice their displeasure over MK4's roster. A starting pool of 15 made up of 8 returning stars and 7 debuting fighters, with 3 unlockables in the shape of Meat, Goro, and Noob Saibot. Worth noting that, for the first time in a mainline entry, the final boss is a standard playable character. There, Shinnok. He's right there. At the time, this felt like a big deal, at least to me. Let's take a look at the new faces, huh? Kai is apparently an ally from Raiden and Liu Kang's past. Jarek is the final breath of the Black Dragon clan, and with Shinnok coming to crash everyone's party, Jarek's actually teaming up with the good guys out of necessity. Rico, this was before they called him Reiko, is another figure from the past who just so happens to have shown up again for this new battle. Tanya is somewhat responsible for Shinnok escaping the Netherrealm, which gives her a defining characteristic and story moment. Fujin is a god, the god of wind, to be exact. And he's a babyface, which is good. The good guys need gods too. Quan Chi is an extremely powerful sorcerer. He's the one who masterminded Shinnok's comeback and is basically Shinnok's right-hand man. Quan Chi is awesome, and we've already talked about Shinnok. From what I can gather, the issue with the new fighters is that several of them, suck. Kai never really went on to become anything of note, ever, even as time went on. Tanya would resurface in Deception, where she wouldn't really matter. But then she would disappear again, this time for another 17 years. Jarek, I mean, he's just Kano. He even does Kano's moves and has Kano's fatalities.
Oh, God! Finish him! Jarek wins. Fatality.
Rico has an awesome arcade ending where he takes the throne and Shao Kahn's helmet comes down on his head, and I thought it was a reveal that Rico was Shao Kahn in disguise or something, but then he completely disappeared. He wasn't playable again for 26 years if we're not counting Armageddon, which we kind of shouldn't, because the point was everyone is here, even though barely anyone had anything to do. If you want to count Armageddon, go ahead, count it. I don't care. Quan Chi became a legend. Shinnok would return as the main heel of Mortal Kombat X. So look, it's a give and take. Big time. Do we have some weak new signees in this talent pool? Absolutely we do. Kai sucks. There's really no way around that. But the addition of Quan Chi alone means that we are far from striking out here. And yes, I'm aware Quan Chi, Fujin, and Shinnok technically appear in Mortal Kombat mythologies. I know, I'm talking about mainline debuts. Delete your comment. The story of Mortal Kombat 4, in many ways, is a direct continuation of what happens in mythologies. You guys, you're gonna make me do a review of this game this season, aren't you? You don't want that, do you? Let me know. If I have to, I have to. Let's put our foot on the gas here. What do you think? One complaint I've personally had in the past is that the unknown, the deep, dark, undiscovered secrets Mortal Kombat has always been known for, you're not going to find that sort of thing here in MK4. And you know how much that bothers me. I just did 20 minutes on it a couple weeks ago. The PlayStation port of the game does suffer from common graphical bugs like disconnected geometry in the stages or disappearing walls and floors, and, well, every ality outside of the tried and true original has been removed. No friendships, no animalities, no babalities. This was done in order to reel in the level of comedy the franchise was allowing through the gates, and for some, that was a problem. They appreciated the stupidity and were bummed to lose it. I didn't really care, but we're not just talking about me here today, so trying to cover everybody. Final result, let's tally it up. When it comes to the loss of digitized actors, I reject this appeal. It was 1997, guys. 2D real people sprites were old news. It was time to move on. And the fact that these have never really come back into style tells us all we need to know. To the argument of stupid blood, I reject this appeal. Mortal Kombat Trilogy had a body exploding and like 8 legs and 9 arms would fall out of the sky. We've lived through this already. Gallon drops is nothing. Speaking on nerfing the combo system, I accept this appeal. Yeah, this was a big step backward. On the topic of the roster being largely underwhelming, I reject this appeal. Kai sucks, Jarek is a copy and paste, Tanya's not really anything, Rico is completely underdeveloped, but the selection of returning stars is fantastic, and the debuts of Shinnok and Quan Chi specifically heal any pain caused by Kai. A lack of secrets to uncover, I accept this appeal. Again, you know how I feel about the sanctity of secrecy. Graphical flaws, I accept this appeal. Even in Mortal Kombat Gold, the Dreamcast version, which was supposed to be better, allegedly it's not. And I say allegedly because I've never actually played it, so I'm not trying to talk out of school. But Mortal Kombat Gold doesn't have the greatest reputation either, so how you doing? And when it comes to the removal of the funny finishers, I accept this appeal. I get it. I don't care, but we'd spent years building upon silliness. To hard right turn into actually we're not silly is a little bit of a question mark to me. And not the cool Mortal Kombat style question mark. This puts us at 3 rejections and 4 acceptances. That's not ideal, but Scorpion turns into an actual Scorpion for one of his fatalities. This rules.
Finish her! Scorpion wins. Fatality.
Quan Chi's leg rip fatality is a legendary finisher. This rules.
Fatality.
Shinnok's gigantic skeleton hand squeezing the opponent so hard their head pops off. This rules.
Finish him. Shinnok wins. Fatality.
Alternate masked Sub-Zero and alternate classic ninja reptile costumes. This rules. The game over screen falling down the well with that music that makes me nervous, and you get impaled at the bottom if you run out of continues. This rules. We now sit at 3 rejections, 4 acceptances, and 5 this rules. You can crunch those numbers however you like. Get down in the comments and let me know what this all means. Look, realistically, I understand that one of the main points of this conversation surrounds everything other than Mortal Kombat. The same year MK4 hit home consoles, Marvel vs. Capcom stormed the gates as well. A game with some of the most insanely beautiful pixel art we had and have ever seen. Tekken 3's animations and character variety continued to push the boundaries of that franchise. The following year, Mortal Kombat Gold hit the Dreamcast. Alongside it came the likes of Power Stone, Tekken Tag Tournament, so on and so forth. Mortal Kombat's key standout feature at this time was brutal, terrible violence. 4 mainline installments into the franchise, with an ultimate and a spin-off and a compilation thrown in there for good measure along the way. This was a time where the mainstream audience had seemingly been there and done it. The act of removing someone's head with the spinal cord still attached did not have the same draw that it used to. For those of you who, like me, really enjoy Mortal Kombat 4, don't get me wrong, I still enjoy it. But the fact of the matter is that 5 years passed between the 4th and 5th mainline entries. And if you don't think franchise fatigue had anything to do with that, I'd say think again. Mortal Kombat 4's reputation of being the worst in the franchise, in my mind, is nowhere near an indisputable truth. But upon close inspection, I can recognize several of the complaints levied in its direction. And I hope you can recognize that the game over screen rules. Oh, there it is, Dan Dan's revisiting Mortal Kombat 4. It rules, it sucks, whatever you want. It's whatever you want it to be. You told me what you thought of Mortal Kombat 4 before I talked at you for 20 minutes, and now that we're done, get back down in the comments and let me know what you think of it now. Patreon.com/616entertainment is where you can support me, the channel. You can catch Monday Night Blitz 3, GM Showdown Season 3, which is on the way, and every uncensored episode of Season 5 of Mortal Kombat Monday. It would do me a great service to have you in my corner, and if you're already over there, thank you kindly. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I love ya, and I will see you soon.